Guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a rant about my favorite show, Star Wars Rebels. So, in Rebels Season 4, the Rebels are finally getting where they need to be to attack Lothal's TIE Defender program, which is basically a program built or designed to try and build a newer type of TIE fighter, a TIE Defender, that has hyperdrive, shields, everything that the old one didn't, and stuff. And so they are trying to overthrow the Empire all as well. And if they defeat this or destroy this production, then that will seriously damage the Empire's, it'll seriously damage the Empire. Well, so a couple months ago, there was an episode called Rebel Assault, and that was when Hera and her entire squadron fleet to attack the TIE Defender factory. I'm sorry, and her entire fleet got killed except Hera and Chopper, her droid. And she had to dodge the Empire. Well, then, at the very end of the episode, she gets captured. And then it returns Monday with, her captured and Kanan and everybody making a plan to get her back. Well, Kanan tells Ezra that he needs to take the lead on the plans. Make the plan and do everything. And he'll get Hera, but he has to tell him the plan. So, they make gliders, a simple glider, where you glide in the air, and they glide into the trash chute, and Ezra and Sabine dress up as, here, if you don't know who I'm talking about, Ezra is that one, and then Sabine is that one, Hera is that one, and then Kanan is that one, and Zeb. And Chopper is up there. They don't have an individual poster, but he's kind of tiny, so you can barely see him. You can't even, there he is. But yeah, so they're making a plan. They glide in. Ezra and Sabine dress up as troopers, but not stormtroopers. They're the flying ones. They wear the black armor and stuff. So they make that plan. Then they go, and Hera is still in captivity with Governor Price and stuff. Well, so Kanan gets Hera along with her Calicori, her family's heirloom that got taken by Thrawn. Thrawn is the biggest bad guy in season 3 and 4. Along, the entire Empire is, but he's the main one. He knows what the rebels are gonna do. He anticipates what they're gonna do. Or, I don't know how to say there's a word for that, I'm pretty sure, but I forgot what it is, but besides anticipates, but, anyway, so he knows what they're going to do. He foresees it. He knows what's going to happen, because he studied the rebels and everything they do. So anyway, so they go get Hera, and Hera got injected with truth serum, and she's a little loopy because of the truth serum, and she is just so out of it, and Kanan is he's blind too, by the way. He got blinded in season 2 finale, and he's dealing with her, and along with some news that he has to tell her. And it was successful. So that was the entire mission. Successful. It was amazing. They got Hera back and all that, blah blah blah. Well, at the very end, they go to the fuel depot to get picked up by Sabine and Ezra in their Imperial ships. They steal an Imperial ship so that they can take them home or whatever. And that's what happens. And then Governor Price and the Empire come on walkers, and they're right in front of the fuel depot. Well, she doesn't want the rebels to get away, so she tells the commander to shoot the fuel depot. And, fuel is explosive, so it's gonna explode. And she does that, and Kanan and Hera were getting on the ship, and Kanan wasn't even on it yet. Hera was halfway on it. And he, so Governor Price shot at it and stuff, and it exploded. It started to explode. Well, then Kanan, being the Jedi he is, he goes back onto the fuel depot pod. It's pod, like a big dome thing. He goes back and stands in the middle and uses the Force to push the fire explosion back long enough. He's giving his family time to get away, because they call them, by the way, they call the Star Wars Rebels the Ghost Crew, which consists of Sabine, Ezra, Hera, Chopper, and Kanan, and Zeb. That's 6. They consider that the space family. So if you hear me say him family, then he gives his family enough time to get away. Well, Hera is so devastated. I mean, oh my gosh, I started crying. Please don't judge me, but I started crying when I knew when Governor Price shot at it. I knew he was gonna die that way. I mean, you just anticipate this stuff, And I was, oh my gosh, I can't even begin to describe how upset I was. I was so upset. I couldn't stand that he had died. Dave Filoni knows what he's doing, apparently, and so did the story groups, or story writers, And I just wanted so badly for him to live. And I'm so upset. But I kind of understand where they were going with this, but still I'm upset. Because he used the Force to push the explosion back. So, giving the family enough time. Well, then he looks back at Hera, and so Hera starts running towards him. So, here, he's right here. This is my hand. This is Kanan, and this is Hera. Hera is, like, right here, and he pushes her back with the Force, while he's still right there, and pushing the fire away with this hand. So, he's doing that, and then he looks at Hera, and he, like, pushes her back, harder into the ship so Ezra can catch her. And he pushes her back into the ship, and he turns back to her, and there's a close-up of his face, just his eyes, like maybe a little bit of his nose, and his eyes turn blue. Now, when he got blinded, if you ever get blind, your irises, the color of your eye, it fades. That's how his were. You see it turn blue, a very bright blue. And he got his vision back right before he died. And I'm like, I think that's what made me cry the most. Just knowing that he got his vision back to see Hera, that just made me cry. I think that was the most emotional part for me. And then, he moved his arm from so this side is the fire, this side is Hera. Hera was in the ship, and Ezra and Sabine were in the ship. Well, this side was the fire. Well, he moved his hand and pushed them all back. He pushed the ship away so that it would, because he knew it was going to explode huge in just a couple seconds. So he pushes the ship back, and then he's dead. And that killed me. Please don't judge me, but I cried 3 times, I think. Wait, 4 times. It was on Monday at 8, and then the second episode, Doom, was where the aftershock. It was just how everybody was taking it, dealing with it and everything. So Hera was so sad. She was blaming herself because Kanan told her that he didn't want her to join the Rebel Alliance, because he said starting a war with the Empire was a huge mistake, and she finally realized that it was. And it was. I think it was. I mean, honestly, I just think it was a mistake. Then, Sabine and Zed deal with anger. They want revenge for his death. And I would probably, if I were in that case, I would want revenge for his death, too. So, Ezra is acting out of fear because he's fearful because he doesn't know what to do. He's so lost without his master, because his master was, and I'm quoting here because, I like to put Star Wars quotes in my videos, but he was brave, wise, and he cared. He cared. That was what not shocked me, but it got to me. He cared. Because if I was Kanan, I would care too. I mean, hello, I'm trying to help people, save people from the Empire who's oppressing and just... Anyway, and I was just so upset. So it was on Monday, and then it was on Tuesday. It was on last night, and then it was on this morning. Sorry. And I cried. So I cried when Kanan died. Then I cried when he went on the after episode, Doom. Oh, by the way, these episodes are called Jedi Knight and Doom, D-U-M-E. So I cried on both those episodes, but, you know, I counted as one because like, it was an hour long. Just, they counted as 2 episodes. So I cried once, then I cried yesterday, and then I cried this morning. So that's 3 times. My bad. So I've cried 3 times. Oh, no, 4, because yesterday was on in the morning, too. So I was just so upset. And, I mean, honestly, I just want him to live. That's just my opinion. I honestly want him to live. But I get it. So, it's just... And he cut his hair before, and he looked really good. Like, they finally changed his look, and then the episode they do, he dies. So dumb. But... yeah, I was so upset, and I'm still getting over it, which I know he's just a character, but it's like, even though they're a character, they're not real. They're real to all the fan people, like all the Star Wars fans. They're real to them. So yeah, that's my video. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a good day. Bye.